It never fails. It never fails when I want to post something. Anyway, so here we go. God has a plan. I don't know what it is. So here we go. We're going to put the bolster, like, because we will lay it back on it. And then we can take another blanket and let's do it the longer way. And then start to roll it like a snake, a friendly snake. And you'll want your blocks, or maybe you have pillows or something that you put under your legs eventually. And if you have something to cover the eyes, oh yeah, go for that. And then any blankets that you may use to cover yourself. And then lastly, and this is experimental, you can fold a blanket in half, and if you need, bring it down, maybe where your tailbone is, if you feel that you just need a little extra height, if your bolster is really big, or a little padding on the tailbone. And then this could also help if you need a pillow, or you can bring another blanket there in case you need a pillow. But again, we don't want a high pillow on this one, just we kind of want our chin to be a little higher because it's a back bend. And then when you're ready, bringing the soles of your feet together. And they can be far out. It's totally cool. Doesn't matter. You want to be comfortable and supported. Having your blocks ready, or again, if you have pillows or whatever, you decide what's going to feel the best. You're going to take this blanket roll, bring it around. Your soles of your feet are touching, and bring it around to support your ankles and just kind of cuddle you in. And this bolster can come right close to your hips here, touching. As you inhale, lift yourself nice and tall. Exhale, fall over the bolster. You can let your arms fall down. Again, you may want blankets here for your hands, depending on if they're touching the ground or not, or if they're cold. And then you can walk the shoulder blades a little bit together if that feels better. And if you feel like your neck is not comfortable at all, then maybe build up underneath that occipital bones a little bit, or the back of your head a little bit. In this case, I'm going to need another blanket or towel. So again, your chin is higher if that's comfortable for you. And the blocks are there, covering the eyes, covering anything else that you'd like to cover. And just letting that opening occur, that receiving. Palms up, heart open. And knowing because it's restorative, we can just let ourselves be held, let the resistance go, no gripping necessary. Coming back, maybe scanning the forehead, in between the eyebrows, letting it soften. Noticing the softness of the temples. Your eyes beneath your eyelids fall back, soften. Your eyelids are softly closed, heavenly. Noticing as the nose feels gentle, soft. Beneath the nose, above the upper lip, relaxes. The skin on the cheeks and the face, so relaxed. Noticing how the teeth inside the mouth can soften and feel spacious. The back of the roof of the mouth, the tongue, your lips. jaw relaxes. If your head is too tilted, it's okay. You can just experiment with what position where your chin is that feels right. It doesn't have to be tilted back too much or at all. Let the shoulders drop. Let the hands hang, the arms and hands hang and fall. Coming into your first restorative pose. Breathing fully, deeply, and lovingly. And your exhale. Softening the jaw again if it's not already relaxed. And slowly, let's take the hands and bring them together, rubbing them, creating friction and heat. And then bringing the palms of the hands, cupping them over gently over the eyes. All that wonderful energy. Sharing it with our eyes. That works so hard for us. Let the corners of the mouth curl up as you gently release the hands. Take the hands outside the thighs. Bring the soles of the feet together or down as you close your legs. And then just gently breathing your way. Using your hands and arms to roll to one side. Scooching a little bit off of your bolster, maybe even coming right down for a moment or two. And as you are ready, gently pushing down with the hands, letting your heart rise first, your head just kind of follow with gentleness, coming upright eventually. Letting yourself rebalance, reground for a moment. And then as you are ready, just moving the props away again. You can leave a long blanket for behind your back for the child's pose, and you might want another one that's folded or a towel or rolled, so keep your blankets nearby. And then eventually maybe coming to hands and knees and bringing yourself up to standing so that we can just carefully, mindfully bring the chair. Well, actually roll your mat unless you feel like your chair is going to slide. You can use your mat, so you can lift the mat up. You don't have to. It depends on your chair. If it's a slippery chair, you might want to bring your mat up. Should have said 2 mats. If you don't need your mat, no worries. If you do need your mat, you can put it right on the top of your chair so it doesn't slip. And then we can put that bolster on the chair on an incline. Again, mine is a really deep chair, so yours probably, hopefully isn't, but if it is, we'll adjust. And that was quite the back bend. So now to kind of bring us to a nice pose that comes after back bend sometimes, our forward folds. So taking your time to set up your other chair or chair-like object. Again, at the corner, because it's not very comfortable to be this wide. So make the corner come toward your chair, so like an angle here. Get your props nearby. Lots of blankets. If you have your strap, you can bring it over with you. Again, I'm putting 2 bolsters because of my chair. Height. And then the blocks can go on either side, like where your feet will go. And we don't know exactly, but we know generally where they're gonna go. And if you have just one bolster, once you're ready and your props are within reach for you, then you can come to sit. And you may or may not need these blocks, so depending on the height of your chair, but what we don't want is to feel like our feet are hanging. So, and you may want it on one foot, not the other, who knows what's gonna happen, or you might want something else under there that's not as high. But That said, we're going to scooch up to the bolster. If you have one bolster, then you're going to take your strap and put it around the bolster like you are framing it. And then make it nice and tight, your belt nice and tight. The only thing you don't want is your belt to be, your clasp to be like where your hand might fall. So maybe make it up top or just not directly where your hand's gonna fall. You can always shift it as you learn where it will fall. Maybe you won't even use the strap, which is totally fine. Just an option. Of course I get it backwards, so let's see. And then once you've done that, and if it doesn't work or you're just feeling uncoordinated, who cares, then don't use it. There's always other ways, always a way. And what you want to do is you want to pull the bolster up into the belly, so up close and personal. And then here is where we can get even more creative. So again, thinking about having a lovely blanket to come around the kidneys, the lower back, maybe over the shoulders. So I'm making a nice long, narrow one. I'm going to put around above my hips here, around my hips. That may work for you as well. Guess I need longer, bigger, getting bigger. And then what's going to happen is, if you want something soft for your face, like a soft blanket or towel, feel free. If you have one bolster and you feel the need to build it up, go ahead. And we can build it up numerous ways. We can do that with a nice blanket. Once again, folded in half and half and then in half again. And you can certainly, you might want something still in, tucking closer to your pelvis. So keep that in mind. And oftentimes our upper back gets really straight, so we'll sit really tall and then we'll lengthen nice and straight. Well, for this one, that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for the opening in the back body. So if you're finding that's happening, take another blanket or towel or something and you can roll it right in the center by your breastbone. And again, you may or may not need these, so just keep fidgeting till you can feel it out. And yes, you're going to lengthen, but then you're going to drop. And you can keep building it up once you find where it is good for you. Again, the feet can step on the block. Mine are feeling good there. Then the hands will come underneath the strap and around. That just kind of helps hold you. So you're not holding on other options, maybe just bringing your hands somewhere on the chair or underneath the bolster without the strap. And then letting that back round, putting something over the eyes, letting the shoulders hang and open. You can turn your head to one side. So again, long, and then let the upper back round a little bit. strap, so I'm not using it. Covering the eyes, and then when you're ready, let it go. If your head is turned to one side, I'll let you know when it's time to turn it to the other. So just enjoying this beautiful, supported chair child's pose. You can sit your hips back a little more if you feel like you don't have a good angle. And I should have put my chair against the wall. Inhale, noticing how the back body fills up, as well as the other parts of your body. And as you exhale, letting them soften back down. Chin can tuck. Feel ready, allow yourself to take a nice full inhale, lengthening up through the spine. Bringing the body up, the head turning, again, just enough up so that you can turn your head to the opposite side. Gently placing it down, letting the shoulders fall, the elbows. front body pushed against your props. And as you exhale, just letting that resistance, any remaining resistance, start to just glide away a little more, a little more. Oh, softening the jaw, the muscles in the face. And with your next inhale, breathe deeply, start to straighten, lengthen through the spine, lifting the head, coming into a center, neutral position, and gently walking yourself upright. Take a moment just to be. Be noticing that both sides were a lot different or a little different. And then starting to unpeel any blankets or props you have on you, letting them fall off or removing them with your hands. Removing the bolster or bolsters. And then you can either scooch off by going backwards, or you can bring your leg around. And let's keep one of the chairs, preferably the one if you have one without a back, on the mat. And if you find you just got a lot going on, you can turn the top to the bottom and the bottom to the top, which is what I think I'm going to do here. Setting up for your Shavasana with the legs up on the chair, or if that doesn't appeal to you and your senses today, then feel free not to use the chair and just come into a straight line Shavasana. So I'm going to put a blanket down for myself today. Especially if your chair's high, you may want to put a couple just to build yourself up so you're not so high. It's up to you. Not such a reach. And then let's build our head. And that probably will land right on the blanket if you have one. As you know, you fold fringe to fringe, fringe to fringe, then not fringe down to the fringe. And then one more fold, which is 2/3 of the way for the head. And so your whole body wants to fit on this, which I believe we will. And then we can use the scalped part of the blanket if we'd like to peel it back one at a time for beneath the neck, but gently folding it under. And again, you can use this part if that's where yours landed. I don't find it makes a difference for me, but for some it may. And once you lay down, you can even tuck these under more. And then this is the yummy part. You can put a blanket right where your arms will fall, and your hands can come in like mittens, one on each side if you have enough. If not, you may not want to use them. So symmetry feels very good. You kind of want things to be very equal if possible. Heights of things, particularly thickness. Do not forget a blanket to cover yourself, something for your eyes. And then you can sit your one hip close to the, closer, not super close because this is a height. And then spin yourself around, legs coming up, and then scooching your bottom toward it. You'll see like a little incline. And then adjusting the pillow accordingly, or your head blanket. Again, you can put a little bit of the bottom of the head blanket comes over under the tops of your shoulders, the upper part of your shoulder, not all the way down. And then you can bring the rest under your head, roll it under. Again, if you like that cuddly feeling, you can continue to keep rolling whatever blanket's sticking out under. It's like a cradle, it's so good. When you cover the head, legs, you can wrap that tight. You can put a strap around your shins to keep your bones from falling out, or do it with your blanket. Covering the toes, the feet if you like, but I have heavy socks on, so I'm not. wrists, I guess. And once you're ready, sliding your hands in your mittens, putting your head, your eye cover on gently. You can walk your shoulder blades slightly together if you'd like. You want your neck to feel comfortable, your back of your head to feel supported. So push down a little bit just to make that contact with the blanket, knowing that you can let go. You can let any gripping of the head and neck release into this restorative, supportive pose. All your props. Again, don't be shy if you need to build things up. It's better to have it just right. And know that you are worthy, that you are intelligent enough, that there is abundance, whether that's love or financial. It's there. There's enough to go around and more. Breathing that in. Exhaling as you soften your forehead, eyes, face, the jaw, the arms, the body. Shavasana. If you are able to spend a little more time in this pose, if you're feeling really wonderful, then I implore you to stay here and don't move right now. Just stay and enjoy it as we offer each other our love. If you need to move, and feel free to just start bringing a tiny bit of movement to the toes and fingers. Allowing the corners of the mouth to curl up. Inhaling fully, all the way to the tip top of your being. Exhaling right back down that path, belly button drawing toward the spine. Eventually bending one knee, then the other. And either moving, pushing your chair away, or just pushing your body up toward your head, that side of the mat. until you're able to exhale over to the side. Being sure to spend a moment here. At least one full cycle of breath. Noticing. Being aware of your breathing. And as you feel ready, using your hands to help you rise up slowly and lovingly. Heart leads, head follows. Eventually coming into a position of seated or kneeling. Take time to center, to soften. And then as you're ready, you can inhale, stretch your arms out. Stretch them up to the sky. Palms together. Exhale, let's open the palms back toward the mat, the camera, and then bend at the elbows, coming into goalpost arms for just a moment. Drawing the ribs in. And then let the elbows come down and the hands come to heart center. The light and love that resides in me honors your light and your love. And I honor the miracle that is you. Namaste.
Namaste, Chelle.
Thank you, Dee.
That was nice.